Hi everyone, welcome back to the next diecast. In today's video, I'll be doing an unboxing and a quick review of this 1/24th scale Porsche 911 Carrera made by Maisto. I got this model off of Amazon for $20 in total. It's actually been discontinued for quite some time now, at least a few years. As you can tell, it came in one of these older boxes from like the early 2000s. They call this a 97 911 Carrera, but I think it's actually a 98 or a 99 because this 996 generation was introduced, I think, in late 97 for the 98 model year. So, as you can see, I got the red version here. It looks really cool. It has the older style of Maisto box, special edition 124. Nothing on the back. Usually there's like a list of the other cars you can get back there. Just the Amazon sticker, and then just some other stuff down there. I don't see a copyright date. I'm sure it'll say when I open up the box flap, but yeah, it looks like a really cool model. It looks like it actually comes with a mini catalog too. I always like getting those. We'll open up this side and get the model out. Yeah, I always like kind of finding these random old Maisto models on Amazon. There were quite a few a couple years ago, and now there isn't too many, but yeah, look at this. Wow, that is dusty. Look, the catalog still has all the shrink wrap and stuff on it. That's really cool. Close up the doors, I guess, and the hood. Yeah, sometimes the straps aren't very well fitting, so the hood will open up when it's being shipped and stuff, unfortunately, but that's not a big deal. And we got 2 screws, so we'll go ahead and unscrew this model from the base next. All right, got it off the base. Oh, look at that. It's got a little keychain in there. I didn't even notice that. That is awesome. That is a really cool bonus. I thought it was just the catalog. This is going to be a separate video, I think, looking through this catalog and looking at this keychain. That is super cool. Nice surprise right there. Wow. All right, well, we got the model off the base. It actually has steering. I forgot that these older models did have steering. We'll take these straps off. Oh, this one's already off. No wonder the hood like flew open. All right, just gotta get it off like this. And keep in mind with these older shipping straps that there is some like sticky residue on them just from being old. So your fingers might get a bit sticky like mine just did. Kind of gross, but whatever. That's what happens with these old models, I guess. Get this one off next. There we go. Easy enough. Just pulls right out. Might save these with the packaging. All right, get this cleaned up. All right, here's our Porsche 996 out of the box. Of course, you have the opening front trunk with some luggage in there and opening doors. Awesome looking model. Now on to the review. All right, let's take a closer look at this Porsche 911 Carrera from Maisto. They call this the 97 Carrera, but this generation of the 911 Carrera, which was called the 996, actually came out for the 1998 model year. And production began, I think, in late 97. So in actuality, this is probably considered a 1998 or a 99 model, but that's not a big deal. But Maisto made this model for many years. They made it, I think, from 1998 until, I believe, sometime in the early 2010s. This was the only color that it came in, at least in like its latter portion of its production life. There was a silver assembly line model kit version, but that's been kind of hard to find. I've been trying to look for, just listings and just example pictures of it to see what it kind of looks like. But so if you can find that one, you will be kind of paying more for it, I would guess. But you can find this particular model for anywhere between, $8 for a loose out-of-the-box version with some light damage, upwards of, $25. I thought this was pretty easy to find and would be pretty cheap, but compared to other older Maisto models, it's a little bit more expensive, it seems like. Not a whole lot more, but mint in box versions seem to go for more than you would usually see for 1/24 scale cars. I got this one for just over $19 in total. I thought that was a decent deal because I did get it from Amazon and everything, and it was mint in box. The box itself wasn't too mint, but, and as you saw, it did come with that bonus keychain and catalog, which was a nice, you know, surprise, I guess. That would have been, I guess, a couple dollars value right there. But I thought I did pretty good with this in terms of the price that I got it for. So we'll go ahead and get into the details of the model, see how it kind of holds up to more modern Maisto models, I guess. In the front, I think Maisto did a good job with the shape of this car. The earlier 996s did come with the Boxster-shaped headlights. After 2001, they were changed to a different shape because a lot of people kind of complain that they look too much like the Boxster lights. I don't happen to mind the look of these lights too much, and I think the red just looks really cool on these earlier 996s. The badge in the front is just a sticker. A little bit too large, I would say, too, but this was made in, you know, 1999 or 2000, so I don't think that's a big deal because Maisto was still doing stickers back then. Newer versions of this model, you will see better paint quality and probably better badging. Because this was an older version, it has still some of the, you know, earlier Maisto details that you would see on it, unfortunately, but not a big deal. The lower grille down here is completely see-through, which looks awesome, and it is metal like the rest of the car, which is a nice touch. The headlights look pretty well done. There is a little bit of a seam up here, kind of an extra piece of excess plastic going on there too. There are pegs, but they're kind of well hidden. The peg is kind of hidden beneath the amber, or just above the amber turn signal. You can't really see it unless you look at it like really closely, and you have some nice texture going on with the lenses too. The paint quality is okay at best. You can see there's some orange peel on the door, some rough areas on the hood, but again, this was from the late 90s, so Maisto paint quality was definitely not at its peak at that point. You do, however, get metal mirrors, which you don't really see too often on models, so they will not be breaking off, which is a nice touch. Wheels look very well done. They are accurate to the real 996. I think this was actually the only wheel you could get for a while, at least as far as the Carreras went. This model does feature working steering, which is really cool, and you do have branded Goodyear tires. Sometime after 2007, Maisto did away with their branded tires, but if you get an earlier version of this model, you will see branded tires. The best way to tell if you have an older version of this Carrera is that, one, it was made in Thailand as opposed to China, and two, you have the branded tires. And also you might have some paint defects too, unfortunately. And there's a little bit of more orange peel back there, but not a big deal. And from a far distance, the red just looks fantastic. On the back, decent detailing with the taillights as far as they go. Nice texture going on. Yeah, there are two pegs, but at least they're not painted on. A lot of Maisto's 1/24 scale models in like the late 90s to early to mid 2000s had painted on taillights. And especially on red cars, they just look terrible. But on this one, they actually do put in separately cast plastic pieces. So I'm glad to see that. And you do have the nice Carrera badging back here where this vent is, which is actually a see-through vent. This rear engine cover does not open, but they do actually put in the vent detailing, which I think is a cool touch. And then you have kind of that single taillight back there. And there's a look at the back seats. Nice texture going on. Exhaust pipes could use a little bit more detailing. They're just kind of black stubs, but at least they're not, you know, silver or chrome or anything. They do kind of hide, I think, a little bit well, which is nice to see. In terms of opening features, you do have the opening front trunk, which does have some molded in luggage, which looks great. It looks like you can actually take these out. You can't, obviously, but I guess it's kind of nice that Maisto put in that extra little detail there. And then you do have some detailing with that spare tire piece back there, and some areas where you would put in some of the fluids. Of course, this is a rear engine car, so the engine's actually back there, but you do have some components up in the front here. And you have some detailing back here as well. But aside from that, undersprayed hood. If this were a newer version, you'd have a fully painted hood. But aside from that, I think they did a good job with the detailing up here. Yeah, it is just one plastic piece, but I guess they put in more effort than they usually would have with as far as, you know, trunks go on their cars. And you do, of course, have opening doors. These open up on dogleg hinges. And overall, decent detailing in here as far as the interior goes. There isn't really that much coloring on the center stack or on the dashboard, but this is a 1/24 scale car. Maisto wasn't really doing a whole lot of interior detailing when they were first starting out with their 1/24 scale cars, but the overall shape of the center stack and the buttons and everything is accurate. You see all those different round buttons on the left and right of that like vent there. That is the accurate shape, and at least they do a nice effort with the texture on the dashboard as well. It's kind of a nice like leather pattern. And that pattern is not on the center stack, which is accurate. That would have kind of like a more smooth, kind of glossy pattern. And the steering wheel is actually pretty well detailed as well. There's actually a faint Porsche logo in the center there, and it does have kind of a nice texture you would see on the actual steering wheel. The rearview mirror is just this piece of clear plastic. It looks pretty bad, I should say. Maisto was doing this a lot with their earlier 124 scale models. Of course, if this were to be re-released in today's Maisto catalog, you would see an actual well-detailed rearview mirror. I guess if you wanted to, you could color it in black and leave the front part clear, but I don't think that's a big deal because most of Maisto's other models from this era had that kind of, I guess, weird detailing defect, I guess. But aside from that, a nice job with the interior. The seats look very well done. They are the accurate shape and size. They have a very nice texture on them. And even the back seat here, too, they actually do a nice full detailing job with that, even though it's kind of hard to see back there. I guess you can see with this rear window, but I think they did a good job for a model from the 90s. And on the door panels, you actually do have two different textures going on, and I think they did an overall good job. Overall, if you can find this model for a good price, I would say definitely get it. I think it's a pretty nice representation of the earlier Porsche 996 as far as like a budget 124 scale model goes. And it should be pretty easy to find, except for that silver version that I mentioned. That's going to be a little bit harder to find, and you will probably have to pay more, especially if it is in its original box and unbuilt. But these are pretty well available, I would say. It seems like there's more loose out-of-the-box versions than there are mint-in-box versions, so if you want maybe like a project car to work on in terms of like a die-cast model, I guess that would be kind of a cool find to get one of these for like under $10 and maybe do like a repaint on it or something like that. But overall, I think Maisto did a pretty good job with the details on this model for the era that it is from, and I would say definitely get it. As always, feel free to comment down below with your thoughts on the model here, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.